What a great kick.
Oh, and Chad Townsend plays on. Plays to the whistle. Kicks away for Valentine Holmes. Cronulla's in again.
Wow.
Chad Townsend, brilliant.
Yes, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Town podcast. And today, very lucky to have my brother, teammate, Jesse Ramien. Welcome to the show, bros.
Thanks, brother. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on, man. How you been? All right?
I've been good, bro. Yeah, been in a bit of isolation at the moment, but all as well, brother.
Yeah. And, mate, missed last week due to a small hamstring injury. How is the hammy at the moment?
Yeah, no, it's been pretty good. I think, with a short turnaround, it was sort of pushing it, so it wasn't, as bad as we thought it was. So
Yep. Scans came back with a good result.
Scans come back pretty good. Actually ran into you up there.
Yeah.
Scans come back good. So, luckily I was only out for 1 week and back this week.
Yeah. And unfortunately missed the Indigenous round, which I know you would have been very, very happy to be a part of.
Yeah, I was spewing when I missed the Indigenous round, especially, early in the week before.
Yeah.
Did a bit of a photo shoot leading up.
Yeah.
So,
talk to me a bit about that, because I saw that, and if you might not have seen it, Jesse did a photo shoot with the NRL. Where was it? What did you put on your face? Was it paint or was it?
Yeah, it just like a bit of paint, bit of paint, bit of ochre.
Mate, it looked unreal, black and white.
Yeah, it did. We'll come up pretty good. Chucky sort of hit up a few of the Indigenous boys from different clubs just to get a few powerful images around Indigenous round. They haven't had too many the previous years, so he thought we'd do something a little bit different this year, and he come down and had to get it approved all by the bubble first, of course, and he come down and we just did it here at the club, and come out unreal, bro. Yeah,
beautiful, mate. Well, obviously, missed the game against the Broncos on the weekend, as obviously I did as well with my calf, but you were at home watching the game, and this is your first game missed all season.
Yeah.
Racking up a few games in a row. But how were you at home watching the game? Were you nervous? Were you?
I was very nervous. The missus had to tell me to settle down a few times on the lounge. Living in a unit, so I was surprised the neighbours didn't come knocking. But no, I was carrying on a bit. Missus had to calm me down, but I was stoked for the boys, especially Trick and Jacko and Big Woodsy on the 200 and the boys on their debut. It
was such a good result for us, wasn't it?
Oh, it was unreal. It was one of them wins that we definitely needed, and it sort of shows, I guess, where we're at.
Yep.
It's very easy to sort of take a loss and say we had a lot of people out and. No, but to go up to Brisbane and come away with the W, it's massive.
Definitely. I was in the coach's box and, man, I had sweaty hands, sweaty feet, pits. Like, I couldn't imagine being a head coach, man.
I remember I looked up, I remember went up to, up there and sitting behind Bomber. And, it was good, bro.
But I guess, we were behind by 8 points with, I think it was 10 minutes to go, and then Waito gets that short dropout, which was massive. And then we go down, we score, I think, 3 tries in the last 9 minutes. And then it was just, the vibe in the sheds was incredible, which it's been really good this year, hasn't it? The vibe, especially after a win. Like, you want to celebrate your wins, because you put so much hard work and effort and preparation, dedicate your whole life into it. And then I feel like that's one thing we've been doing really good this year, has been celebrating our wins.
Yeah, definitely. I think it starts with, the way we are at training. We all, like you always touch on, celebrating our small wins. It's massive, and I think, like you said, we work so hard, and that's something that we've been doing well this year, I think, and. I've seen all the videos from the boys after the game. The Sharks.
I've seen Will Kay dancing, Toby, and then Braden Ueli doing the big boy dance.
100. I was waiting to see Woodsy come in with his robot.
See, I'm pushing to get, I'd love to get I know we've got the big speaker, but imagine getting strobe light,
stop it,
man. Because I see that in NFL teams, they have a full on party in the sheds after the game. And I'm like, man, that is so good.
Yeah, picture it.
It'd be unbelievable. All right, we'll move on to this week, mate. You're back. We're playing Parramatta, who are going really well this year. Mate, what's the vibe this week? How are we going to, line up against Parrot? They're obviously going to be a big test for us, but I feel like we're up to it. We're playing good footy at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. Coming up against Parrot, it's going to be a big game. They're obviously travelling, pretty well this year at the moment, but I think we've started to hit some form of late, and we've got a few boys back this week, and I just think this week we sort of narrow it down to stick probably to our defence. Last couple of weeks we've had a few wins, but I think we've probably been pretty disappointed with our points we've probably let in, and I don't think this year we've showed that probably scoring points is not our problem.
Definitely.
It's letting them in. So I think if we can, have a big D focus this week, it'll go a long way into getting the W.
Yeah, definitely. I think at the moment we're sitting second behind the Roosters in points scored.
Yeah.
So we've got the second best attack in the league, but our defence is down below, and that's definitely, like as you said, an area where we need to improve, I guess, moving in towards the back end of the season. But you're lining up against Michael Jennings, the old veteran centre, mate. Looking forward to that little battle.
Yeah, definitely. Jenko's been playing like a friggin' this year. He's been
like a fine bottle of wine, eh?
100%. He's been carving up everyone.
Yeah.
So I'll just go out there this week and try and do what I do. Try and lock him up and hopefully get one over him. But it's going to be massive play again. I love watching Jenko play. He's one of my idols, being a centre growing up. So I'm keen.
Yeah, nice, mate. All right, we'll move into, I guess, some stuff off the field and some of your hobbies off the field. So, what are you into? What do you do with your spare time?
Oh, spare time. Most of the spare time I live in here. I head up the coast.
Yep.
Yeah, spend with a little one, but I don't mind a bit of golf. I'm not too good. I'm awful actually.
Yeah.
But try and get out there when I can.
Yeah.
Yeah, and probably I've been into full driving lately.
That was going to be my next question, actually, mate. I know you've got the new big rig at the moment, and I swear to God, you get it washed like twice a week. Every time I see your car,
bro.
It is freshly washed.
The black gets dirty.
It's Jesse's car. It's like every other person just doesn't wash their cars whenever they do, but Jesse's is always pristine. The tyres are always blacked out. It's always
OCD, bro. I have to.
So you obviously got a bit of a passion for forward driving and things like that. Take out the big rig off road.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't been off road yet, but I'd like to get it off road, and I want to head out to a boat harbour.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been out there before, so I want to head out on the beach there and take the family out. Maybe take a little portable barbecue. Mate, make a little day trip.
That'll be epic for you to do at the end of the season when weather starts to get a bit warmer. Take 100%. Out the big rig, take out the family, mate. Take out a little barbecue. Yeah. You can set up a little bit of a tent. You spend all day there, mate.
Yeah, 100%.
An unreal thing to do, definitely when the weather's a bit warmer. But also, I guess something I have noticed you really like to do, and obviously, as you said before, we're under some pretty tight protocols at the moment in terms of what we can and can't do. But there was a period there for about, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks, where we were allowed to, our restrictions got eased. Yep. We're allowed to go to cafes, we're allowed to go to restaurants, as long as we sort of logged our whereabouts and things like that. But one thing I noticed with you is that on your days off, you like to get up relatively early and go for a coffee or go for a brekkie. So, talk to me a bit about that.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't know when I sort of started doing it. I think it was last time I was here in probably 2018. I never before I actually come here, never drank coffee. I remember my first day here at training. I think it was we're over at the club and having lunch, and I think it was Benny Barber, Val, and Junior Kika.
Yep.
And they're just like, oh, do you want to come grab a coffee, bro? And I was like, oh, yeah, I'll come down. Never drank coffee in my life.
You would have been like 19 then.
Yeah, I come down. I was like 19, and I was like, oh, I'll come for a drive. Went down, and the boys like, oh, what do you drink? And I was like, oh, I'll just have a hot chocolate, bro. Just got a hot chocolate. Went down, man, Chili's, and then Junior goes, he goes, give you a few weeks, bro. He goes, I never drank coffee until I started hanging around these boys as well. He goes, you watch every little break you get, you'll be down having a coffee. So sort of started drinking coffee there, and then
what's your go-to coffee?
I like probably a cappuccino, and then of a morning, and then go to a piccolo of a lunch.
Yeah, nice. Because I got a similar story with that, actually. I remember when I was probably similar age, 19, 20, coming into first grade, and obviously never drunk coffee. And I remember a few of the older boys back then was like Jeremy Smith, Bryce Gibbs, and even John Morris, our coach. And I was with Tyson Frizzell because we played 20s together, and we were training with first grade, and they were like, "Boys, you want to come for a coffee?" And we're like, "Oh, all right." I haven't really, drunk coffee before. And when I went and ordered a coffee, and they were like, "Well, what do you want?" And I looked on the menu, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know. I'll just get this one, macchiato."
Sounded cool, like.
Sounded cool. Anyway, they were like, the waiter comes out, and she goes, "Oh, macchiato," and I was like, "Oh, yep." And then Gibbsy and Jeremy Stewart just laughing their heads off, and they were like, "Have you ever drank a macchiato before?" And I was like, "No, I've never have." And they're like, "Oh, all right, I'll swap with you because like it's just rocket fuel."
Tar.
And then from then on, I remember just I think I started off with the cappuccino and then moved into flat white. But for us, like that's probably one of the biggest things that we do as a team, or during lunch when we're allowed to go to cafes and things like that. We spend quite a significant amount of time drinking coffee and talking, don't we?
Yeah, we do definitely. I think it's sort of like a little getaway from training for us as well. We can go down. We might have an hour between our sessions, so we'll duck down, grab a coffee, and we can just kick back, relax, play some cards or have a chat about something a little bit away from away from footy. So it's a good little getaway.
Who never shouts coffee in our team?
Moisa. Moisa. I'm going with Moisa. I don't know if that bloke owns a wallet.
It's classic, man. I've asked a few of the boys that. I've had a few different answers, but
who's the most?
A few people just threw Woodsy under the bus, but Woodsy's usually pretty good.
I was going to say,
but even Rudolph, I haven't seen Rudolph get his wallet out.
No, I come to think of that. Nah. Rudolph.
The easy one last year was everyone just used to go on Gal. Gal's probably the biggest tight ass you've ever met, isn't he?
So tight. He always always down to Cronulla at his mates one.
Searching for freebies,
100%.
Mate, I want to take you back to a few years ago, and this is when we go to coffee, and like I said to you before, we quite often we drink coffee and we play cards, and there was a time there where it was knock poker. We still play knock poker now, or we play Monopoly Deal. But a few years ago, I remember 2018, and we'd have a day off training, so we weren't required to come to training, and then there'd be a question on the group chat from Jesse, "Boys, anyone keen for knock?" So knock poker, if you don't understand what it is you get 5 cards. Everyone gets 5 cards. There's a card facing up. You put a card down, you pick one up. When you feel like you've got the best poker hand, you knock. Everyone else gets another turn, and then the worst hand, they lose. And on their days off, it got to the point where we were just that keen to just play knock poker, where someone would chuck it on the chat and be like, "Boys, anyone keen for knock?" And we'd play like $10, $20 hands, and that was a good time, wasn't it?
100%, bro. It got out of control there for a bit in 2018. we had to reel it in, but like you said, on our days off, I'd chuck the little question in the chat earlier.
You get a really good response.
Yeah,
too,
100% straight away. All the boys, and they'd be like, it'd be weird. There'd be 10 of us on our days off.
Yeah,
down at the cafe, grabbing a coffee, meeting up.
Yeah,
all playing cards.
That says what our group. Even like to this day, if we were still allowed to go to cafes now, if you chuck that question on there, like there'd be like 10 people turn up.
100%, brother. Boy, we play it enough as it is now.
Yeah.
And we in the bubble. If we could go to the cafe, it's crazy.
Yeah. All right. Well, turn it into a bit of locker room chat. Who do you sit next to in the locker room?
I'm next to Ronnie and Big Fafita.
And how are they? How are they thy neighbours?
Drew is loud. He's very loud.
100%.
Aggressive, big, loud thing.
Yep.
Ronnie's not too. Ronnie's surprising. Like, he's just messy.
Yeah.
He's just bag always on my locker. Come in. Shoes always on my locker. I'm just like, I don't want to move them. You don't want to be that rude. And, bro,
I remember because I'm next to Wade and Nene, and if Wade's bag's like over my side a bit, I'm just like quickly with his knot around, just slide it over to
little nudge. 100%. That's what I do with Ronnie. And they're so like, grab your gear, hang it up.
Yeah.
Put your boot. You got a shoe rack above you.
I know.
Use it. Put your dirty clothes away in the thing. I'm just like, fuck, it drives me crazy.
Oh, and there's some towels that get left in the sheds, and like there's boys that just don't change their towels over.
Some of them
don't use deodorant. Don't spray.
100%.
Don't use moisturiser.
Oh, Ronnie. Sees one that he actually does.
Yeah.
He needs it. Nivea, shout out if you're listening. Sponsor, sexy.
Oh, so I mean, we touched on before. We're under obviously pretty strict protocols at the moment in terms of we're only basically allowed to go to training and home. That's why today's our day off training. We've both come in for massage and physio, and you kind of spending a lot more time here because we're not allowed to go places like cafes and things like that. But what's kind of been the hardest thing about some of these protocols for you?
Yeah, probably one of the hardest is, obviously, I love getting up and probably getting out of the house early and like to get a coffee and I'm not really a stay-at-home person, so it's probably been a bit tough.
Yep.
I've been probably coming into training a bit more than I like, just to try and get away from the house.
Yeah, definitely. Because like I said to you, it's our full day off, and while it's pretty common for someone to come in on their days off, there's always, if we weren't under protocols, you might come in for physio, but then you go and you go out for lunch, or you go and do other things that you need to get done in your life. Yeah, and we're just not able to do that at the moment. It's definitely a lot different, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's it's a big difference, especially with with my little one living up the coast. It's sort of been a bit tough. Bringing her down and keeping her occupied in the house. We're not allowed to
go to a park or things like that.
100%. I live in a small unit, so there's 1,000 things we're doing in the house.
Yeah, just puzzles or just games galore.
Daddy. Ends up chucking the TV on, the cartoons on.
Yeah. Mate, another one, I guess, of our protocols this year, or one of the changes that's come into place since we've returned to play, is we fly in and fly out on game day, which has definitely been different. Where before, like last year, we're obviously, if we're playing interstate in Australia, we'd fly out the day before the game and usually would come home the day after the game. Yeah. But this year, we've had 3 trips away and we've had 3 wins. So how's, I guess, the fly in, fly out been for you?
Yeah, it was different probably the first time we did it. I think it was, who was that? It was Cowboys, I think it was. Yeah, but, I don't mind it personally. Yeah. I think it's pretty good. Like, at the start, I was like, I didn't know how it was going to be because we'll sort of go down there and we'll, like, waiting around. But, after we went down there and, got the win, it was good to just sort of, a bit of relief just to
definitely
jump back on the plane and come straight home and be able to, see the family or
the thing I really
sleeping in your own bed.
Definitely. The thing I really loved about it, and I'll back you up on that, is, even the Broncos game on the weekend, I travelled with the team and we got home at like 2 a.m. in the morning. But the fact that, you get the win, you celebrate in the sheds, you get on the bus, go straight to the airport, get on the plane, come straight home. The next morning, like, you wake up in your own bed.
Yeah, 100%. And you like you said, like, you wake up in your own bed. You can sort of do what you want. Like, even though you're getting home at 2, 3, sleep into 8, 9.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You're up. You can go get when it's back to normal, you can't really now, but we could for a period there. You go get a coffee or go for a swim at the beach. Yeah. Rather than spending the whole next day.
Yeah,
traveling home, and
I like it. And I know that the NRL has been looking into whether they continue with this sort of system and even get a plane, like an NRL plane, or whether they go back to the old one where like they go the day before, obviously, because there's contracts with like hotel chains, Qantas or Virgin, whichever the partner was. But for us at the moment, we're obviously flying, privately, so it's a little bit. It's going to be interesting to see
100%
how they change it. But how are your preparations for games? Are you someone who's superstitious or?
No, I'm not actually. I'm pretty kicked back. I just sort of go with the flow. If I don't really have anything I like to sort of do.
Yeah, don't have to eat the same thing.
If anything, I probably like to get up game day and just get out of the house. Whether it be go for a walk, go for a swim.
Yep.
Go for a bit of brekkie.
Yep.
I just like to do something of the
Don't wear
morning.
don't wear the same budgie smugglers or anything like that.
None of that. That's you.
I do that. I wouldn't say I'm superstitious, but I wear the same budgies for captain's run, and I wear the same budgies in the game.
Yeah, some boys are like heaps. Like some people like to put. I don't know who it was. Was it someone here that like to put like one boot on first or one sock on first?
Yeah, it rings a bell actually.
I think it was someone back in 2018.
I'm not sure who it was.
Did Groover do anything?
It might have been Groover actually. Luke Lewis.
Like to put, I think it was one boot on or something first or something like that.
Yeah. But actually, talking about those budgies I wore, like I've still got them, and that started in 2016, and I've still got those ones. I still wear today. They're about 45 years old.
You wear the same ones?
Same ones.
Oh. Wash them. Treat yourself. Get a new one.
Wash them. I just
Budgie
can't throw them
smugglers, if
out.
you're listening.
Yeah. I just can't throw them out. All right, mate. We'll move on to the last bit of today's podcast, and that's just a few fan questions from people sent in on Instagram. The first one is from Will Schofield. Mate, what's your favourite moment at the Sharks?
Favourite moment at the Sharks? Probably my debut. You know, back in 2017, it was a
try and debut.
Yeah, try and debut off the big G train. It it was massive. I didn't know if I was gonna play all week. I knew it was 50-50. I was sort of waiting on Wado, and then I think a little bit before, I think it was the day before captain's run. The day before Flano told me, Wado rang me.
Yeah,
before and just said, I'm not gonna be right. I'm gonna be sweet. So I sort of knew before Flano told me, but. Yeah, but that was probably my
We had a good win that day. I remember it. And then even was that you played the NRL game, won in 2017, and then your next game was the World Club Challenge, wasn't it? And then you played your second
it
NRL.
was.
Yeah.
No, I think my first one was at the start of start of the year. So my first game.
So your first, like, it wasn't an NRL debut, but
my first grade.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah,
first grade, like, big game was at the start of 2017.
Yeah, at the World Club Challenge. Yeah, that was probably
Jeez, I remember that.
Yeah, that was crazy. It was pretty lucky for me to think. I think Val went down the trial.
Yeah,
and then Feck went down as well, and then. Jordan Drew was meant to go, but then he got hurt as well. So 3 people got hurt, and then there was really no one else.
And then 18-year-old Ramien comes in.
Yeah,
but that's how you get an opportunity.
Yeah,
you know.
It is, and it was massive. When they told me it was going to bring me over, and I was going to be playing on the wing, and just to go over there, and obviously we didn't get the win, but just the old experience of it, bro. I loved it. It was massive.
Just the crowd. I remember how loud the crowd was.
Yeah, how grass was. They had all the drums.
And they were singing, chanting. And I remember they scored a try against us, and we were in the dead ball line. I looked up, and they were just chanting, and I was like, wow, they're passionate fans.
Yeah, and I think I remember you saying something probably, I think it was last week or a few weeks ago about it. But after the game, they were like,
yeah, they clapped us, and they were like,
us, and
that was,
it was good. It was no
definitely
or anything like that.
Yeah. All right, next question is from Harrison Good 48. Are the Sharks in your long-term plans?
Yeah,
you got a long-term contract here.
Yeah. I've signed here for 4 years.
Mate, awesome.
Yeah, so
how good's that?
Yeah, and I'd love to stay at the Sharks now. Obviously, had my little year away, but I'd love to, be able to stay at the Sharks for my whole career. Obviously, I debuted here, and I'd definitely love to stay.
Beautiful, mate. All right, next question is from Jacob _Thompson 21717. What's your favourite try you've scored?
Favourite try?
I'll tell you what, I reckon there's one. Maybe that one 2018 against the Bulldogs here at home. You beat like 5 people, I remember, and Woodsy was one of them.
Yeah, big ball. I remember when he came, because he came a few weeks after it.
Yeah, and, that was a good one. That was a good one. That'd be up there.
Yeah, it would be, definitely. I'd actually probably have to go with that one. That or the debut one.
Yeah,
I don't think I can.
Scoring on debut and winning is awesome. You'll never forget that.
Definitely.
All right, last question is from Marcelo _Rossi. Who was your favourite NRL player as a kid?
Growing up, it was Big GI.
Yep.
Loved GI. Then as I sort of got older, I loved Willie Chambers.
Yep.
Yeah, Will Chambers. I just loved, he wasn't too big. He was just pretty heaps skillful.
Yeah, high on effort too.
Yeah, high on effort. Yep. Kick, pass, run. You know, I was a bit of a Queensland supporter growing up, so.
But you're a New South Wales.
New South Wales through and through now.
Yeah.
Love them now. I don't know what I was thinking back then, mate. Silly. But no, I was a bit of a Queensland supporter.
Probably because they just kept winning.
Yeah, so that's exactly what it was. Probably Willie Chambers.
Yeah, all right. Beautiful, mate. All right, well, that's it, mate. Thanks for Jess for jumping on today, mate.
Thanks for having me, bro. Appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. All right, guys, that's it for today's episode. Make sure if you enjoy the podcast, you subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next episode.